Showtime in the stadium, lights so bright we can't sit still. Hot dogs and a cold chill, we go wild just for the thrill. Cheerleaders doing their dance, crowd in a football trance. Friends and beers in every hand, living life like we planned. Let's step and go, we won't slow down in this wild football show. Let's step and go, we'll make some noise in this big crowd we know.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, one and all, to tonight's live stream. Today, we are doing Week 12 Pick'ems, the way too early Week 12 Pick'ems, and this is going to be a continuation of what we did last week. If you take a quick look under my face and under Santino's face, we have the records from last week. I finished this week 11 with a 9-4, Santino with an 8-5. I think we can both do better than that. But what is going on? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Shout out to Santino. What's up, buddy?
What up, y'all? How we doing? Welcome back for Week 12. Here we go.
Week 12, guys. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? JT saying, everyone leave 3 likes. Shout outs to the chat. Everyone in the chat, Mr. Robert Zamora, what's going on? JT, Courtney, Wade Woodruff, we've got Houston defined. TM Martin, Jeremy Scott, and LaShawn Korb. Renee Baker, Jack Bunn, who says he needs to just hear a voice. We got you, my friend. Jeremiah and Ella Korb. Everyone else out here, appreciate y'all. Kyle, Salted Fishing, Winky. We got a squad. Val, what's up? All right, guys. The question has already been posed in the chat, and quickly, the chat jumped up on this one. David Whitney, hello. We've got Ship It Larry checking in. Paul Gregory. We've got people in the house. Mr. Detroit City. I love it, guys. Great to have y'all here. Okay, chat has said 86% going with the Buffalo Bills. There's a lot happening this week, guys. We're going to take it game by game, starting with Thursday Night Football, which will be tomorrow. I'll be covering Thursday Night Football for you guys tomorrow. And so the question is simple. Who will win this game and why? Santino, why don't you kick us off, man? Buffalo Bills versus Houston Texans. Bills, 6-point favorites coming into this game. What are your thoughts, man?
6 points favored coming into this game for a reason. I think the Bills are an easy take this week. Don't get me wrong. Texans still best defense in the league, and they are looking at like one of the last chances they have to make or break for the playoffs. But you got the Buffalo Bills coming hot after that loss against the Dolphins in the last week. Josh Allen was pissed. 6 touchdowns in one game, like incredible. Like, I don't see the Texans being strong enough to put enough points up to beat the Bills. There's no way. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I think most of the chat probably agrees with that too, man. I'm going to echo both you and the chat. Right now, Josh Allen is just way too hot, and I don't think C.J. Stroud's going to come back from the concussion protocol that he's currently in. Even if he does come back, I mean, Nico Collins is really the only option out there. Woody Marks maybe going to be able to put up some fantasy points here for the Houston Texans. I love Houston. I've got a special place in my heart for Houston Texans fans. And y'all know me and the Buffalo Bills. I've got a salty, bitter feeling about the Buffalo Bills. But for the second week in a row, I'm going to take Buffalo on this one. 6 points is too wide of a spread to ignore. Like you said, Josh Allen off of a 6-touchdown game, 3 through the air and 3 on the ground.
Yeah.
And Davis Mills just never has been more than a quarterback, a backup arm out there. I think we can all agree the Buffalo Bills should win this game. Ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, I see Country saying, I've got Nico. What's up, Country Kisses? Isaiah Berger checking in. LaShawn Korb, Jeremy Scott, DJ Jean saying, Santino. Marva Merriman, Mr. Mario Dixon, what's going on? Rock and roll, man. Okay, Owl on the Prowl. Kyle Yamashiro. We've got a squad today, guys. Okay, Drop your Buffalo Bills, drop your Houston Texans in the chat. I think Buffalo should take this game, guys. I don't want to dwell on this too long. I think it's pretty the case.
It should be. It should be straightforward. Texans defense could put up a fight. I like Woody Marks. They got Christian Kirk, Nico Collins. The options are there. But the Bills are strong, man. The Bills are strong. They're hot right now. I take it the Bills. Got to take the Bills. I think they're gonna. I even think they're gonna make the spread. I think they win by at least 10 points.
Did you see Marva's comment out here? She says, "I always go with the bald guy."
Always go with the bald guy.
She's going with you, brother. I'm going with you too, man. We're rocking together on this one. Our first pick is unanimous. No split here. I'm taking the Buffalo Bills. I'm going to make sure I write all of this down this week. I had to rely on Santino's recount on there. Pretty sure
I got it too.
He shaved a point off of mine last week, man.
No.
I should be 10-3, man. I don't know.
I gave you a point.
We're both taking Buffalo this week. Okay. Only way Texans win is if they play flawless, and I doubt that, says Isaiah.
Yeah, with a backup QB, nah.
Yeah, with a backup QB, I don't see it either. You know what I do need to add here? I want to add the chat bar so everyone can see the comments coming in right now. There we go. There's Isaiah's comment. There's B Bolts checking in right now. Santino ready to see the game. I chose the same. We're all the same right now.
Country Kisses knows what's up. The holograms.
Okay. Let's go to the next matchup here, ladies and gentlemen. We will move on to the first game on Thursday. We are going to be covering this game here as well. The Indianapolis Colts versus the Kansas City Chiefs in Kansas City. Now, this game, Chiefs are 3.5-point home favorites according to the open betting odds. But Indianapolis, they're 3-2 in one-score games coming off of a bye right now. Jonathan Taylor obviously has been a stud for this team. He's in the front running for me, at least, for MVP. We haven't seen anyone on track to score 29 touchdowns in, 30 years. If Jonathan Taylor can keep up this insane pace and finishes the season with anything over 25 rushing touchdowns, I think he should win MVP. Drake May is in that conversation, yeah, sure. I'm going to go ahead and go first on this one, Santino. Y'all might think I'm crazy, and I know that this is dangerous right here. I think the Indianapolis Colts are going to win this game, dude. I might be crazy. This might be our first split of the day, coming in hot, coming in early. Who will win? But I'm a believer. I'm jumping on that Colts bandwagon right now, and I'm leaning towards Indianapolis getting right this week, and I'm standing by the preseason prediction that I had coming into 2025 season, saying that the Chiefs would miss the playoffs. This would be the first really big hiccup in their plans. The Colts could foil it all with a win right here on the road in Kansas City. What do you think?
I honestly, I'm going to have to agree with you. I do think the Indianapolis Colts are going to take this game. They're going to come into Arrowhead and take the W. The Chiefs, look at their schedule, man. Anytime they faced a half-decent winning, literally a winning team, they've taken an L. Outside of Lions back in Week 6, they beat the Raiders. They beat the Commanders. They beat the Ravens without Lamar, the Giants. Those are their W's outside of the Lions. They lost the Bills, lost to Denver. Anytime a good team comes in, they take the L. The Eagles, Chargers, all L's. And I don't think it's going to be any difference with these Colts. Jonathan Taylor, Daniel Jones, they're on their year of their career right now, and I think it's going to keep heading in that direction. And this is just and I don't mean to sound harsh, but it's just another stepping stone on the way to Jonathan Taylor's MVP.
Bro, I mean, that's pretty wild that I firmly believed that you were going to go with Kansas City because you were so convinced that they were going to win last week on the road.
I was betting on Andy Reid last week. Last week I was betting on Andy Reid, and he let me down. And I think the Colts are going to take it. I think with that last L, even Mahomes is looking at a loss this year. I think he's giving up.
I'll tell you what, the chat right now, check out the chat right now. Country's with the Colts, Robert's with the Colts, Courtney here with the Colts, B-Bull saying the Chefs.
Hey,
Let's see,
my buddy
TJG.
Nick's in the chat with the Colts. I see
Hey,
you,
let's
Nick.
go, Nick. What up, big dog? Let's go, bro. Fist bumps to you, man. Shout out to Ship It saying they choke later on. Now, okay, I was on the fence this whole time about the Indianapolis Colts. Are they real? Are they real? Well, they dropped a game, and I'm still asking myself the same question, dude. It's interesting because they might be at the top of the division right now, but arguably the AFC South is one of the weakest divisions. NFC South for sure is the weakest division. But the AFC South has notoriously underperformed. So is this team real? Can Jonathan Taylor, and a lot of it will be Jonathan Taylor, can he really put on that superstar Superman chest, out there and get those touchdowns and get the win over Kansas City? We're going to find out. It looks like we're both on the same page with Indianapolis. Chat not so convinced right now. Jaden saying, let's go Chiefs. Jaden all about his Kansas City. Jaden will make sure that no matter what, we know Jaden Rozier is going for the Chiefs. Okay, all right, Jaden, we got you, bro. We got you, dude. Gary saying, give me the Chiefs. TM saying Colts, bro. Winky saying that Mahomes is washed. CLB saying I usually bet the home team, but not here. This will be an interesting one, man. This will be an interesting game for sure. I'm taking Indianapolis, though. So chat is 56% Colts, 44% Chiefs. It'll be a good matchup, man.
It's going to be a good one.
Let's do one more here before we take a quick 30-second pause. But Seattle Seahawks and Tennessee Titans. This one shouldn't even be. This is going to be a bloodbath here, man. I don't see any way that Tennessee can win. Do you have anything to get these Titans fans excited? Do you got anything?
I don't really. I mean, especially since Seattle just came off of a loss, like a really close loss to the Rams. They're pissed, man. And well, the Titans, I don't know if they are able or even slightly in the conversation of stopping the Seattle Seahawks offense. I don't know, man. I think the Titans are in for a rough day at home.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, I just think it's going to be a rough day for the Titans. If it's not, I'll be absolutely blown away. I'll eat my words. Cam Ward's the best in the world. But I can't see it happening.
All right, chat. Here's a fun fact that Santino brought to my attention today, actually, on a phone call. He said, bro, well, you've been doing trivia now for how long? We don't have anything for the Tennessee Titans. You've never done the Tennessee Titans. I've covered one Tennessee Titans game on this channel in the last almost 3 years since we started it, and it was before we started doing trivia. That was pre-quiz era, pre-Super Bowl era for Football Nation.
Never done a Titans trivia question. I don't know nothing about the Titans. I know Steve McNair's good. Derrick Henry used to work there.
Mike Vrabel at some point was
but
there.
I'm not trying to bash the Titans. They're having a rough year, and hopefully they bounce back next year. I'm taking Seahawks.
Yeah, Tennessee's a lost cause right now, man. And if the Tennessee Titans win this game,
it only hurts them, really. It only hurts them.
If the Tennessee Titans win this game, it's because the offense didn't show up. But there's no way that that's going to happen with the Seattle Seahawks because Jackson Smith and Jigba.
All 8 of them?
I would take Jackson Smith and Jigba for an anytime touchdown. Now, that is not gambling advice, guys. I firmly believe that he is going to get a touchdown in that game versus Tennessee. I think everyone can score here. I think Torrey Horton's going to score here. I think they're just going to eat. Yeah, well, yeah, maybe. I haven't seen Cooper Kupp do much of anything since coming to Tennessee. But Sam Darnold has his choices. You know what I mean? A.J. Barr can score a touchdown.
They got Shaheed now, too, over there.
Did they pick up Rashid? They picked up Rashid Shaheed from New Orleans?
Raheed Shaheed? Yeah, that's his name.
Rashid Shaheed?
Yeah.
Rashid. That's funny. I've actually got Alvin Kamara down there for an anytime touchdown as well. Marco Dixon saying the Titans get the upset. I don't know about that. What is the
That'd be
name of the
insane.
Tennessee Titans Stadium? DJ Gene trying to drop some trivia out here right now. Are you saying it depends on the Zebras? No, CLB, we are not. Thank you, TM Martin. That's Nissan Stadium. TM Martin coming in hot right there with the correct answer. Not just any answer, the correct answer. TM Martin knows her stuff. Okay, let's move on to the next game. Next game here is going to be the Vikings and the Packers. And I'll say this, there are a lot of question marks right now with the Green Bay Packers. By the way, for the last one, Santino and I both taken Seattle on that. I think that's pretty obvious
we picked
there.
Seattle.
Please, if you're going to take Tennessee Titans, take with caution there. Okay, Vikings, Packers. Last week, Santino took the Vikings over the Bears. It backfired on him. This week, I wonder if he's going to take the Vikings over the Packers. The Packers right now playing possibly without Josh Jacobs. Going to be running Emmanuel Wilson. And I still believe the Packers have enough firepower on the offensive side, even though we have seen some hiccups here out of Jordan Love. I still trust Jordan Love more than I trust J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy definitely needs at least one more year to get to NFL speed. And now with Rayshawn, Micah on one side and Gary on the other, it's going to be an insane defense here for the Green Bay Packers, and I think they will get the win this week. They need it. So, what do you think?
Well, last week JJ struggled, and he didn't even get sacked. Not a single sack, and he struggled all day with accuracy. So I really am losing faith in JJ McCarthy. I love the Vikings. I believe in them. I believed in them last week, but I'm losing faith in JJ McCarthy. He has now started the same amount of games as Carson Wentz, but has put up 400 less yards. I know the Green Bay is working through a running back struggle, maybe, but Josh Jacobs does his job, and I think the backup's going to do his job with the support of the remainder of the Green Bay O-line. I'm going to take the Packers.
Let me say something here really quick, though, because this actually could go another way for Green Bay. I don't know if you know this right now, but I'm going to go through the injury list for the Green Bay Packers. This could be the way in right now for the Minnesota Vikings. Not a lot of these guys have been ruled out right now, but there are a heck of a lot of questionable tags around Green Bay. Josh Jacobs, Marshawn Lloyd, Christian Watson, Dontavian Wicks, Romeo Doubs, Matthew Golden, Savion Williams. That's just running back and wide receiver room alone.
Yeah.
That are all questionable. It gets worse. Elton Jenkins on IR. Zach Tom, questionable. Tucker Kraft, we know he's gone for the season. On the defensive side, now, Rashawn Gary is going to be healthy, but Micah Parsons is questionable. Edrin Cooper is questionable. Keyshawn Nixon, Quay Walker, Javon Bullard, Nate Hobbs. Like, the Packers are feeling a lot of 11 weeks of football. They're feeling 11 weeks of football right now. Tenorio saying Santino looks so happy picking the Packers.
I know, right? I'm thrilled.
Now, if these players, I'd say if at least half these players can be on the healthy side of things, the Packers will win. But that's why I started this live stream with way too early predictions, because it's Wednesday. And until we get to Friday or Saturday, we aren't going to really know what these injury reports look like. Gut feeling, I'm taking Green Bay, but I will be watching the injury report closely on this game, and you should be too if you're playing for money out there, guys, because there are a lot of questionable people. And if Jordan Love is forced to go out there with only, at this point, someone like Malik Heath, Bo Melton, and Savion Williams, that's not exactly and no Josh Jacobs, right? They're running with Emmanuel Wilson and Chris Brooks. That is not going to instill confidence in Green Bay Packer fans. So that's what I'm going to say at. Right now, I'm leaving my pick as Green Bay. Santino, you too?
I'm going to stick with Packers. I don't think they're going to lose their third home game in a row.
Okay. All right.
I really don't.
Looks like a couple people having some kind of you guys having buffering problems? Santino, you see your connection good on your side?
Oh, can you not hear me? What's going on?
No. It looks like there's some kind of apparently Isaiah Berger saying the Packers are banged up. For whatever reason, that comment got held for review. There's a little bit of glitching out there in the chat, but I think we're good. I got no problem, says Jeremiah. What prize are you giving away this week, says DJ Gene. DJ Gene, that's a great question right now. I never got a response from Michael. So, Michael, you've literally got until tomorrow night. If you're watching this live stream, Michael Smith, you've got until tomorrow night to claim your prize. And if you do not, we're going to do the backpack again, and we were blessed on the channel. I'm crazy, guys. I might do 2 prizes this Monday if nobody wins. Might have 2 prizes this week if nobody wins. Okay, so we're doing our best so that we get a grand prize winner here to give away the $100. Link in the description down below, guys, or check out the website footballnationusa.com to sign up for your weekly pick'ems. Let's keep marching forward here. Let's move on to another green and purple matchup. This time we're going to look at the Jets versus the Ravens. Santino, why don't you go first here? Who will win this matchup? Easy. That's a meatball, brother. What you got?
I don't know. I think it's probably going to be the Ravens since Lamar Jackson's back, and they're absolutely killing it since he's been back. I just don't know how much the Ravens are going to win by. I think the Ravens take it hard. I really do. I don't think the Jets are going to be able to keep up with the Ravens now that they're back in full force and on, a 3-game win streak now?
So yeah, they're on a 4-game win streak right now. They started the season 1-5, and now they're 5-5 here, and they're sitting in a spot where they're on the outside looking in. But those Pittsburgh Steelers are 6-4, so they are 1 win behind. Plus, the AFC North is heating up right now. I heard rumors today, bro. In the next matchup we're about to talk about, Joe Burrow might be back as early as next week, as early as this week here in Week 12, not Week 13. Now, yeah, and it would take Ravens dropping some games here, but the analysts still really standing behind Baltimore this season. They still think they're going to win this one.
I don't have too much for this one. I don't think the Jets are put together as well as they could have been this year. I'm not sure Justin Fields is the greatest fit for them. They're running the ball. They're good on the ground. Breece Hall's doing good. But there's no air attack whatsoever. They have no passing offense.
There's no air attack. There's no team cohesion. It feels like Aaron Glenn had to just purge the entire team at this point, and he might get purged himself, man. I will say Derrick Henry also starting to get his footing here. Looks like having Lamar Jackson back does help him a lot.
Everyone lost their key, you know?
Yeah, man. It definitely changed a lot of things. And this Ravens defense slowly but surely getting back into the swing of things here. Nobody, this is crazy, bro. Nobody on the Baltimore Ravens defense has 3 sacks. Not a single person on the Ravens defense this season. Not Kyle Van Noy, not Nnamdi Madubuike, not Kyle Hamilton. Nobody on this Ravens defense has 3 sacks on the year. The Jets,
they're actually 29th in the league in sacks.
29th in the league in sacks right now.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so bad. So, the Jets could actually pull an upset here, dude, but it would be
I'm not going to compare it to as big of a blowout what I think the Seahawks and Titans is, but I think the Jets, just like the Titans, will have to play a perfect game in order.
Okay. So I think we can all agree. 92% of the chat, Antoine taking the Ravens on this one. JT saying it could even be a vote. Isaiah saying, I think Baltimore makes a run for the playoffs. You think so? Okay, well, here's the other question. I think just like 95% of the chat right now, the Baltimore Ravens will win this game. But will they cover the spread? They're giving them 2 full touchdowns here, and
I don't know about that.
It's a big spread, dude. 14 points for that matchup. I'm looking at it like, in reality, It's a 5-5 team versus a 2-8 team. The over-under for this matchup is 44.5 points. How do you chop that up and give the Jets? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they're expecting it. They're expecting it to be an absolute blowout, literally like 21-0.
The math don't math, and that doesn't. That you would still be under, right? So you would take the under for the spread, and you would take the under for points there as well, unless the Ravens put on a 40 burger, which we've seen them do it, but
they did it twice or once this year. Yeah, just once against the Browns back in week 2.
That's it. Well, there it is. Glenn Paul dealing with some buffering on his side. I hope that everybody check your internet connections. I've got, according to my YouTube side right here, claims to be excellent connection. So we're going to keep rolling with this right now and just keep marching on forward. Let's move on to our next slate here. We've got the New England Patriots and the Cincinnati Bengals. Both of us took the Ravens on the last one, by the way.
That's
all right, Santino, you going to take the Bengals again this week, bro, or what?
Patriots and Bengals. In this situation, if Joe Burrow's back this week, it could be a different story. But as of right now, I'm for sure taking the Patriots. Patriots literally on an 8-game winning streak. And the Bengals haven't forced a turnover in, like, they've done like 2 turnovers in the past 4 games. Like, I don't think their defense is ready for the Patriots at all. You got Jamar Chase on suspension this week because he decided to spit in someone's face and hide it. I think the Bengals are set up for a pretty rough loss.
Yeah, even if Burrow comes back, losing Jamar Chase makes it difficult against a team that has been doing so well in the AFC, and they want to win this thing so bad, man. In the AFC East run right now, plus for bragging rights in the conference, any conference win right there is going to help them. You know, it's all AFC. We got an AFC North versus East matchup. I know it's not a divisional here, but that's going to end up helping them for sure in the long run.
And it doesn't help for the fact that the Bengals are going to be forced to run more without Jamar Chase, and the Patriots have the #1 run defense in the entire league currently. And I think that's just going to be the story. The Bengals are going to punt. The Patriots are going to take their time, score a few, hold the ball, call it a day. That's what the Patriots do.
Someone in the chat right now saying, whatever says, without Chase, they're going to be throwing a ton to T. Higgins and Yoshivas. I agree with that.
Yes, they have to.
But here's the thing, man. Neither of these 2 quarterbacks are really going to be in the perfect spot, because even if Joe Burrow comes back, what was the last time he threw a football? It's been 8 weeks since he's thrown the football. Yeah. He was a full participant in practice this week, and Joe Flacco was a limited participant in practice this week. So you got to wonder, is Joe Flacco still dealing with a shoulder injury? Is he 100%? Is Joe Burrow 100%? Which way are they going to roll with this out here? Yinzer's in the chat right now. Antoine saying I was going to, if Chase was there, just to pick an upset, but the Bengals are not good right now. So, Antoine, you hit the nail on the head here, man. Without Jamar Chase, it's a problem. Joe Flacco is still in the league, says JT. Yeah, dude. Joe Flacco is still in the league right now.
He's leading the Bengals in passing yards.
I didn't get the Patriots/Bengals pick, says Glenn. Tenorio saying Patriots. Marva Merriman saying Patriots. Owl on the prowl taking the Bengals. Robert Zamora taking the Patriots. Kyle jumping in with the 49ers. That'll be coming up later. You should remember Joe Flacco, JT, one of the 7 active quarterbacks in the NFL right now with the Super Bowl ring. Okay, so Santino, you take the Patriots. 94% of the chat. Ooh, I still have the last one up there. Chat, I didn't give you guys an actual option here. Who will win? Let's do this one really quick. Who will win? I want you guys to jump in on this. Pats or Bengals? Okay, so you're saying the Bengals defense has just been terrible. They have just been terrible. The Patriots offense has been good, but they haven't been the best in the NFL, though. I mean,
no, not by any means. They're not the best, but they're on an 8-game win streak, so they're doing the best.
Well, not only that, but I mean, I look at some of these numbers here, and the New England Patriots on the ground have had a really solid run game as well. New England Patriots in the last 2 weeks, Travian Henderson in the last 2 weeks in the absence of Ramondre Stevenson has scored 4 touchdowns.
Yep.
And Ramondre Stevenson still questionable to return, hasn't even been fully cleared to come back. He's listed as the starting running back right now on the ESPN depth chart. I don't think that's what we're actually going to see moving forward here. Henderson did
He's a
everything.
beast.
Yeah.
He's a beast.
He's done more than his fair share right here. But Joe Flacco, questionable. Samaje Perine, doubtful. Joe Burrow maybe going to be activated off IR. Jamar Chase suspended on the defensive side. Trey Hendrickson, their only real defensive piece there, doubtful. Cam Taylor-Britt, doubtful. I guess Jordan Battle, Geno Stone, for whatever those safeties might be worth. I don't even want to talk about them. They've just been getting eaten alive. The defense here for this Bengals team, not really worth anything here. So, okay, let's go ahead and just wrap that up right now. We'll end that poll. Let's move on to the next one here. I think last one, I've actually got 2 more games here for the 12 o'clock slate, and then we'll get into the end of the day here. Giants versus Lions.
Giants and Lions.
Giants and Lions. We're going to give it up to you guys. Bertrand asking, what's the spread? We're on to the next one, Bertrand. I appreciate the question, and I should be bringing those up as we do it. So let's do it right here. Giants versus Lions in this matchup, folks. In this matchup, let's pull up my notes.
I'm pulling it up right here. Giants and Lions.
Giants and Lions. You got it?
Yeah, I got it right here. It's Lions minus 10.5.
Well, I'm disappointed in the Lions last week, man.
I am disappointed in the Lions last week.
The Lions could not get it going last week. That was bad, dude. It was tough to watch.
I don't know if I can keep doubting the Eagles, man.
I can. I'm going to take – oh, well, we might have a split here when we get down to Dallas.
I already know there's going to be one split.
Yeah, there's definitely at least one. Well, I think we had another one here too. No, right? Buffalo, Colts, Seattle, Green Bay, Ravens. I think we're good so far. No splits so far. And I don't think we're going to divvy up here Ravens, and we both took Patriots as well.
Yeah, no splits yet.
No splits yet. We got to have at least one at some point. Lions at home. Woo, baby, says CLB. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. The Lions really need to think twice before going for it on 4th downs. I understand the desire, but we have seen Dan Quinn get into some serious hot water, also in the playoffs, going for it on 4th down. Twice they went for it on 4th down on their own half of midfield and could not convert. They gave the ball up, and twice they went for it on 4th down in their other side when they were inside of field goal range and could have taken some points. Now, is that the main difference of that game? Not necessarily, but it does a lot to score. Too many coaches acting like they're playing Madden, says Jeremiah. Real K saying Giants without Scatterboom might not win another game. Giants ain't all that, says TM. Giants, says Country. Still the same thing. Let's see. Lions at home. Woohoo, baby. Mr. Dan Campbell is the best coach in the NFL, says Mr. Detroit City. Okay, we got a Detroit native here standing up for his guy. Standing up for his guy. Santino?
Personally, I'm just going to start by saying I am going to be taking the Lions. The only reason I would argue against it, that the majority of the Lions O-line is questionable right now. 4 out of the 5 starters are questionable, and if they're unable to start, that would be a big difference to what I'm going to call right now. But as of right now, Giants are hurt too. I don't know if Jackson Dart's starting yet. Darius Slayton, we're not sure if he's going to make it back this week. The Lions are good, man, and they're 3-1 at home this year. I think they're going to make it 4-1. I don't think the Giants are strong enough of a team with where they're currently at. 3 weeks ago, when they had 4 or 5 weeks ago, when they had Malik Neighbors and Cam Scatterbo, that was a different team. But with Jameis Winston possibly starting,
yeah. Hey, dude. Hey, he put up a fight though, man.
He only did
Jameis
2 of the 5 turnovers that I predicted, but still.
But still, though, man, Jameis Winston, it was okay. At the end of the day, Green Bay won by 1 touchdown. They won by a score, man.
I know.
At the end of the day, they still won by a score, and well, the Lions aren't the Giants, the Lions aren't the Packers. Things are getting messy in the NFC North. Things are pretty clear in the NFC East.
Yeah. I think the Lions are going to take it at home. I think they're going to put up quite a bit of points. I don't know if they're going to cover the spread.
Yeah, that's what just popped up in the chat right now. Where Da Perks just checked into the chat right now saying, I think I'm going to take the Giants with 10.5 points.
Yeah, with the spread, the Giants look interesting. However, I got to take the Lions for the W, just straight up. I got to take the Lions. I'd like to with the spread. If I was taking this, I might take the Giants with the spread. I don't know if they lose by more than 10 points. I don't think that's going to happen.
You know, I wouldn't take the Giants with the spread. I think the Lions are going to absolutely steamroll New York at home after that loss that they just had, bro. You've been saying it that, you know, these teams coming off of losses right now are coming back with some serious aggression. I think Detroit will do that, and it's going to be Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. He's just going to beat the crap out of these poor Giants right now, man. So I'm taking Detroit all day. I'm taking the Lions. And
I think the next one
90%, yeah, 90% of the chat gonna agree with us out here as well. Detroit Lions for the W. Isaiah saying I predict a blowout. Country sticking with the Giants. Okay, Country. Okay. I can't say anything because you're number 2 in the Fantasy Football League for Football Nation. Yeah, you see this girl right here with the horse? She's in 2nd place in our Fantasy Football League for the Football Nation Fantasy. So
I don't want to talk about that.
If Country wants to take the Giants, I am not going to push her buttons on that one. Let's keep rolling forward, guys. The last 12 o'clock slate is this one, Pittsburgh Steelers versus Chicago Bears. Who's going to win this one, Santino?
I think
who's gonna win this one?
This is gonna be a close one, man. This one was one of my hardest picks this week, I think. Because the Bears look hot, but Caleb Williams isn't the best under pressure, and the Steelers know how to bring the pressure. Mike Tomlin's dealing with shy QBs for a long time, and he's not gonna spare no defense for him. I think my original pick was the Bears. I like the way Caleb Williams and the Bears offense has looked. I like the way they've been playing, and they're leading the division, the NFC North. They're top of the charts right now, and they're riding hot. I'm not going to deviate. I'm going to stick with the Bears this week.
That's
regardless what my heart. I don't know. I'm going to stick with the Bears.
That's probably the right choice. I was really hoping you were going to take the Steelers because I was going to cream you for that one, bro. I was absolutely going to blow up your spot on that. I'm taking Chicago, man. I'm taking Chicago. Chicago's at the top of the table. I know the Steelers are at the top of the table there as well. But Aaron Rodgers possibly has a fracture or a broken left wrist. It's not his throwing arm, but we don't know what that's going to look like. Can the offensive line protect him? Jalen Warren, questionable right now with that. I think it's a knee contusion that he suffered, so he might be out of this game. Left guard Isaac Seumalo might be out for this game. On the defensive side of the things for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Alec Highsmith and Darius Slay are both questionable. And the only case that I can make for the Steelers winning this game is, A, if Aaron Rodgers plays. Because, and Steelers fans and Bears fans are going to hate this, but Aaron Rodgers owns the Bears. He said it to their faces, I effing own you. So, he's literally shouted it to their faces, in their faces, I effing own you. And if Aaron Rodgers, even in the 41 years of age that he's got right now, is available for this contest, if he was healthy, I might actually be with you, bro. I might have swayed a little bit towards the Pittsburgh Steelers, but the injuries,
I just think the Steelers right now, if they lose this game with the Ravens' easy matchup this week, both of those teams are 6-5 now, and now you're looking at a very it's close in the division. Like it's going to be an issue.
Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
That was it. I just wanted to add that. I don't know. I'm going to take the Bears, but this was one of my most difficult bets. I think this could go either way. I really do.
Someone in the chat right now says Santino's laugh reminds me of Kawhi Leonard.
Oh no!
Was that his laugh?
I have no emotion. I'm so sorry.
Oh man. So okay, again, guys, way too early pick'ems, and we're gonna be doing our pick'ems way too early. Also, remember, guys, that this is subject to change. And as the week goes on, I will be updating the injury report on the website. At the moment, we're talking pretty highly of the Chicago Bears and talking about how the Steelers are pretty beat up. But the Bears are dealing with their fair share of injuries as well. On the defensive side, Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Noah Sewell, Jaquan Brisker, and Tyreek Stevenson, all questionable heading into this game. So another game that is close enough that you really want to keep your eye on this before you go into it. Keep an eye on the Green Bay Minnesota Vikings matchup. If you make a last-minute change because of injury on that one, I don't blame you. I would praise you. And same thing for this one here. If you're leaning towards the Pittsburgh Steelers right now because you're not going to buy on that injury report and all of a sudden at the end of the week all those players end up out or not participating in practice, you may want to pivot your pick. So something there to consider. What's going on, Hunter? I don't know why all these messages are showing up and popping in as I don't know. But shout out to everyone in the chat. Looks like Mongo is in here right now. Let's see. We've got Hunter in the house, Mario Dixon, Marvin Merriman, Wayne Adams, Hunter Mullins, Mr. DeBlas is saying Mongo. No! Gene, what's up, Gene Paul? CLB saying they both have radio voices. Appreciate that. And Jason saying, I don't mean it in a bad way. Kawhi Leonard is the man, but when he laughs, I think of Kawhi Leonard. Well, we are in San Antonio, although Kawhi is no longer in San Antonio. But hey. Okay, guys, let's go on to the 3:05 slate. Just for the record here, Santino, you're taking Chicago?
I am taking the Bears. Yes, sir. I am taking the Bears.
60% of the chat also going with the Bears here today. Pittsburgh Steelers fans are out there somewhere, but with the injuries being what they are this early in the week, I think Chicago is the safe bet as well. So both going with Chicago here. All right, Jacksonville Jaguars and Arizona Cardinals. We both screwed up last week, and I really liked the Jacksonville Jaguars in that matchup versus the Chargers. I went against my gut. The Jaguars at home got the job done. Here they are playing against an Arizona Cardinals team that has not impressed, is dealing with quarterback issues and quarterback turnovers. The defense is good enough, but right now the Jaguars are 2.5-point road favorites, and they're averaging 29 points in their last 3 games against pretty solid teams. So I am going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars on this one, and I'm not going to think twice about it. I just don't have faith in Arizona anymore. I did at the start of the season. McBride is an absolute stud, but with Marvin Harrison Jr. possibly out after losing James Conner, after going through all the issues, now DeMarcado's possibly out as well. I'm washing my hands of Arizona. I think Phoenix is going to have to try again. Glendale's going to have to try again in the future. I'm taking Jacksonville. Thoughts?
I agree with you. I think Jacksonville will take it. Jacksonville scored 29 points or more, just like you said, and Arizona has allowed an average of 42.5 points in the past 2 weeks. Don't get me wrong, Jacoby Brissett doing a good job. I like Brissett at the lead. I've always liked Brissett, really. And Trevor Lawrence, he's been turning the team around in the second half of the season, but I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able – I think it's going to be a shootout. I think this game's going to go pretty high in the point section, but I think the Jaguars are going to take it. I don't think – both these teams have been very inconsistent this year. They either play their heart out, have interceptions like crazy, or they don't even show up. So their statistical values are so skewed. They win crazy matchups. They lose easy matchups. But I'm going to take the Jags. I'm going to take the Jags.
Now, that doesn't mean that we're not going to see some fireworks. And you said something that did pique my interest here. You did say that this does have a shootout potential.
I think it's going to go crazy.
I think Trey McBride is going to get plenty of targets. But, dude, last week against San Francisco in that 41-22 blowout loss, they found Michael Wilson 15 times for 185 yards. Now, no touchdowns through the air, but those yards can definitely affect the Jaguars a little bit here. Jaguars dealing with injuries right now, both offensive and defensive side. Again, Travis Hunter is out for the season at this point. So Travis Hunter being gone is an issue. Travis Etienne is questionable. Tootin is also questionable, so we might actually see a third-string running back. Again, way too early pick-ems. We got to wait for these injury reports to clear out. Brian Thomas Jr. on the injury report early right now. Hunter Long, the tight end, and Brenton Strange on IR, so we don't even know the tight end that's going to be available for Jacksonville. Still, with all that being said, I think Jacksonville has the team.
Yeah.
Bro, the defense. I'm looking at the roster. Guys, I'm looking at this roster right now, and it's an absolute mess. The defensive side, take a look. This is the starters right now who are questionable for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Remember, you can start 11 players. Arik Armstead, Trayvon Walker, Dennis Gardeck, Jerrion Jones, Andrew Wingard, Greg Newsome, and Jordan Lewis. 8 out of the 11 starters are questionable coming into this. The Arizona Cardinals are hoping and crossing their fingers that some of these guys might not play. They're probably, well, interestingly enough, they are actually still in the playoff contention. I think they have a higher position in the playoff board than the Dallas Cowboys do right now. Well, not after Monday, maybe not after Monday Night Football. But still, I think I'm rambling now. 88% Jaguars in the chat. Joseph, I see you out there. Glenn saying injury reports shouldn't matter. They're all supposed to be professional athletes and get paid ridiculous money. Well, it's hard to do that when your ACLs are blown out. So, what do you think, Santino?
It's the Jags. It's the Jags, in my opinion. It's the Jags. Plain and simple. I don't think the Cardinals are going to be able to put up as many points. I think it's going to go over. That's the one thing I do think about this game. It's going to go over. No gambling advice, but I think the Jags are going to win. They're just going to have the edge. What was the line on it, actually? The line on this game?
The only thing that matters in this game to me is the fact that the Arizona Cardinals are giving up 42 points per game across the last 2 contests.
Yeah, that's a lot.
They're getting smoked out there. And the defense for the Arizona Cardinals, there's not really much of an excuse out here. Yeah, they got a couple of those players on IR, but not really a whole lot of starters that are on IR. They've lost some depth, but
they're missing more offensive players than defensive players.
Yeah, the Cardinals are just bad, bro. I'm taking Jacksonville.
Last team they beat in the past 9 games was the Dallas Cowboys, who's, like we said, defense is toilet paper.
Well, thanks for throwing that in my face, bro. Thanks for the reminder that I did not need. Did not need that reminder. Let's move on to the next game on that note. Okay, guys, most of y'all going with the Jaguars. How about the Browns and the Raiders? What are you thinking, guys? Browns or Raiders for this one? You know what? Before Santino goes, before I go here, how about the chat goes first out here? Who will win this game, chat? This is actually a closer game than you guys think. But, chat, you guys start us off. Who will win? I'm going to be popping up y'all's chats right now. We got Browns or Raiders. If you guys have hot takes, drop them in the chat right now. We'll read them live for this pick right now. Looks like Country Kisses saying Browns 100%. Isaiah saying that Browns defense is better than the entire Raiders team. Shador greater than Gino, says Jason Wolf. Wayne going with the Browns. Gray saying a tie. Jason with the Browns. Jeremiah going Browns. Marco saying Browns. Kyle saying Raiders right now. Winky, thanks for letting us know. Courtney saying it is a tough one. I think most of you guys are going with the Browns right now. 75% Browns. Robert going with the Browns. Yinzer saying the Brown turds. The fix is in. 22-17 Raiders, says Mongo. Okay. Plátano Frito says coin toss. Okay. All right. Santino, what do you say, sir?
I think
Thank
the
you,
most
Chad.
interesting thing about this game, Mario, is Shadur might be starting. And I'm really curious to see how he does. I can't make too big of predictions just because I don't know how he's going to do in the NFL. Period. He hasn't started. He's been put as a third, like a backup behind a backup from the beginning of the year. Is he salty? Is he ready? Like, outside of Shadur being the wild card, if he does decent, then I think the Browns should win. If he has a decent day. Myles Garrett, I don't think, is going to allow the Browns defense to give the Raiders any type of high amount of points. The one argument being the Raiders are 3-0 against the Browns since moving to Vegas, but I don't know. We'll see. I think I'm going to take the Browns. Shadur's going to make a statement today regardless if he's here to play or not. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because it's his first game. Geno Smith, I don't believe in the slightest on the Raiders. It's just the Browns defense is still second in the league for giving up yard, or like the second best in the league for yardage.
Okay. Let's go about it this way real quick. And I know this. You guys are looking at this like, man, what are you guys talking about? Don't hang on this game. This is the toilet bowl. But this game could make or break your pick'ems this week.
Yes.
Because Geno Smith, we know what we've got in Geno right now. We don't know what we've got in Shador. So quarterback for quarterback, you kind of want to lean towards Geno. I kind of want to lean towards Geno Smith.
As of now.
Running back versus running back. Ashton Genty and Raheem Mostert versus Quinshon Judkins and, I don't know, a combination of whoever else is left out there, Jerome Ford, Dylan Simpson, and whoever else is out there for the Cleveland Browns.
I would give the advantage to the Raiders in running back.
Sure, I would too. We look at the tight end position, Brock Bowers and Michael Mayer versus Noah Fant, and who else is out there as the tight end?
Fannin Jr. and Njoku.
Yeah, Fannin Jr. and Njoku. I don't know why I said Noah Fant. Wrong team. David Njoku and Fannin Jr. And I thought there was one more guy out there as well who's also getting targets. But still, I would take Brock Bowers over just about anybody in the NFL as a tight end spot right now. So I'm seeing advantage Raiders, and then we get into the wide receiver room. And that's where it falls off for me. Not to mention, obviously, the defense. The Browns are head and shoulders over the Las Vegas Raiders. It is surprising to me that the Las Vegas Raiders are 3.5-point favorites. But you mentioned earlier, right? They're 3-0 against
game.
It's a home game, sure.
Most Vegas spreads, when it comes, they give 3 points to the home team. That's what happens. So if it's a home team -3, that means it's a 0-0 spread most of the time.
I mean, just so Isaiah, the comparison that I was making here is like, what's the comparison? Who are you taking at running back at that position between Judkins or Ashton Genty? Like, you would take Ashton Genty, at least you would have at the start of the season. You might be thinking differently now as the season's gone on.
I mean, GT hasn't had a whole line, so it's really hard to say.
And neither have the Browns. I mean, and the Browns have had, this is their fourth starting quarterback this season. Like, you got to be kidding me. Like, you're 4 quarterbacks into the year. Like, what the heck are you doing?
They're fighting for last place, I guess. I don't know. They're fighting for the pick. I got to take the Browns. I think this game is literally just going to break people's pick'ems. That's what it is, you know. It's a 2-8 team against what, a 2-8 team?
I don't know, man. I don't even want to take a pick at this point. Jason's saying,
There's a pass.
Jason is saying that Geno is hot garbage. And while that may be true, Shador Sanders hasn't exactly impressed anyone. He came in, and you can say what you want about this game, right? They lost 23-16 against the Baltimore Ravens last week, but the dude went 4 for 16, man. He had a 25% completion rating in that game, a touchdown, no interceptions. He was sacked twice, a passer rating of 13.5 and a QBR of 2.4.
Whoa.
That is not the man that I want to back going into this game.
That's
I'm
the lowest
actually
stats I've ever heard.
I'm going to actually, just based off of that right here, I know it's a small sample size. Both teams suck. I agree, Wayne. This is going to be it, man. This is going to be one of the biggest deviations right here. My gut is telling me to go with the Browns. I am going to go with my head here, and I am going to take the Las Vegas Raiders in this game, guys. It took a long time for me to get there, but that's it. I'm taking Las Vegas Raiders on this one. Even after that whooping that my Dallas Cowboys gave him last week, I think Las Vegas can get it done. I think this way the season keeps going. We got a super chat coming in from Doc right now. He says, the way this season keeps going, Geno is going to throw for 300 yards and Genti gets 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. Such a head-scratcher of a season for everyone. Honestly, dude, it is super hot and cold with these Las Vegas Raiders. That is probably a great way to phrase it because it has been really cold. We have seen some really good games out of Geno Smith where he finishes as a top 5 quarterback. Against Jacksonville, the team that we just gave the win to, he had 284 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns in overtime. Geno Smith can ball out, bro. Like, we have seen him do it, but he can also poo-poo the bed and screw up.
But does he wanna?
Yeah, but does he want to? I think Max Crosby gets 1 sack. I think I think Myles Garrett gets 4 sacks against Geno Smith, maybe 5 sacks against Geno Smith. But even then, the Browns are still the Browns. And out of this toilet bowl, I think the Browns get flushed and the Raiders stay. Raiders going to win this game. That's just me.
I think it's going to be like 12-6, all field goals.
Steve saying cringe matchup for sure. This could be all field goals. This game could end 3-0.
It's all field goals.
This game could legitimately be 3-0.
I'm picking up the Browns kicker this week.
All right, guys. The final we've got 2 more 3:25 games, a Sunday night football game, and then Monday night football, and we'll give you guys the rest of your day back. Jason Wolf saying strip sack. I see it, man. Let's go.
Defense
possible. Very possible. Halliburton saying he can, but will he is the real question. Halliburton, I'm glad you brought that up. Well, we'll find out for sure. Okay. Falcons, Saints. I watched a lot of pundits go back and forth on this one, and I was shocked at the amount of people who were jumping off the Falcons bandwagon and going to the Saints. They believe that Chuck is going to be the guy. Chris Olave had a breakout game just before the bye week. The Saints coming off of a bye week this week. Are the Falcons done? This is a divisional matchup in the NFC South. Santino, who wins this game, Falcons or Saints?
My gut is telling me Falcons. And that is who I'm going to stick with this week. But it's just, I think this is a funny matchup. The last team the Falcons faced were the Panthers, and they lost. The last team the Saints faced prior to their bye week was the Panthers, and they won. So just based off the previous matchup, the Saints are the better team. If you go straight up to straight up, they beat the Panthers and you didn't. But I think the Falcons are the better team. The Saints haven't even been here this year. The Saints haven't showed up for most of the games. I believed in Alvin Kamara at the beginning of the year, but I've slowly backed off that. And I don't think I could jump back on it. The Falcons, even though they have lost against Panthers, Colts, Patriots, they've lost by a touchdown or less, 2 of which were in overtime. Their last 2 games made it to OT. And they only lost by 1 against the Patriots. These tough teams, they're keeping it close. They beat the Bills. Like, the Falcons can show up. And I think they will on Sunday against the Saints.
Okay, let me see if I can change your mind. This is just to see if I can change your mind. Okay, the Atlanta Falcons right now. Michael Penix Jr. is on IR. So Kirk Cousins is going to be the starting quarterback.
Right.
Kirk Cousins can ball out, but he has had a rash of bad games. The Saints right now, 1.5-point favorites. Not only are the Falcons without Michael Penix Jr., they are likely not going to have Drake London either. Drake London is listed as doubtful
He is.
for this game. That makes a big difference here. So without Drake London, without Michael Penix Jr., you're sending in the league's most expensive backup quarterback, and your number one wide receiver in this game is Darnell Mooney. Your number one wide receiver is Darnell Mooney, followed by David Sills, and then Kaderil Hodge. Then Kyle Pitts, highest drafted tight end ever in NFL history, finally having a little bit of success this season. But it's Kyle Pitts, man, and I don't trust Kyle Pitts either. You've got a questionable left guard. You've got a questionable right guard, so no interior defending right now for a quarterback that's already a backup with a backup wide receiver in the starting spot and a mid-tight end. And the defense, the list of people hurt or on IR on the defense for the Falcons as well is a long list. Meanwhile, you look at the defense for the New Orleans Saints, almost perfect, almost no names with IR next to them. Alvin Kamara questionable. He's expected to start for this one. And Tyler Shuck, who had a really good game on his last outing, 282 passing yards against the Carolina Panthers, two passing touchdowns against the Carolina Panthers, and no interceptions. So there is reason to believe that the New Orleans Saints can win this game at home in New Orleans at the Caesars Superdome if they can just contain Bijan Robinson. Robinson will be the key to the win for the Atlanta Falcons here, and I really want to take the Falcons here. But the Saints, there are so many reasons to like the Saints in this matchup.
You're giving me good reasons.
Chat, where y'all going? 58% of chat leaning towards the Falcons, 42% right now leaning towards
Pretty
Saints.
close.
Jason Wolf saying Kamara tilts the game in no direction. Who fears him? He hasn't been good since 2020. Who's the starting quarterback for the Saints? Asks Isaiah Berger. London is ruled out, says CLB. Cousins was paid, says TM. Donald Hill saying AM Wayne. Cousins sucks. Just say it. We got Bijan and that's it, says Jeremiah. Can't go with the Saints, says Country. Stay away from Pitts in firing him up this week, and every time I do, he flops. LaShawn Corb going with the Saints. Mario Dixon taking Atlanta. Marv saying, I'm going to go with the bald guy. There you go, man.
That's the merry man.
Bro, I wanted to take the Falcons last week. You talked me out of it. I'm trying to take the Saints.
You tried to talk
week,
me out of it.
and you might actually successfully talk me out of this one as well. I might be jumping ship here. and going with Atlanta, but for now, damn, I really want to see those injury reports, man. I know you guys think that it doesn't matter. Mario go for the Falcons, says Wayne. Mario's point. Saints are the pick based on heavy injuries to Falcon. That's basically what I'm saying there, Halliburton. That's exactly right. With these heavy injuries right now, the Saints are 1.5-point favorites. That's the reasoning behind it. But I'm with you, Santino. We're going to go Atlanta on this one. I'm not going to stray too far. I already jumped off there and took the Las Vegas Raiders, and I'm questioning my sanity now. Should have taken the Browns, so we're going to go with the Falcons on this one.
All right.
Okay. All right, only one game where we've deviated so far. That is the last of those. This is actually the last of the 325 time slots, and I will be covering this game at 325, folks. Philadelphia Eagles versus my Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys right now, one of the best offenses in the NFL, coming off of a huge win against the Las Vegas Raiders. And yes, I understand it was the Raiders, but Dak Prescott is really good against the Philadelphia Eagles, guys. Since Nick Sirianni took over for the Philadelphia Eagles, Dak Prescott is like 8-2 against the Philadelphia Eagles, and that includes that game in Week 1 in the season opener for the Cowboys and the Eagles. So I'm going to take my Dallas Cowboys on this one. I like what I saw. I love what I saw out of George Pickens. I like what I see out of CeeDee Lamb. Don't exactly know the scoop there as to why CeeDee Lamb didn't get the start in that last game. Doesn't matter. He still had some some good gains, but the defense has been well improved. Okay. Santino, I will give you the floor here in just a moment. I promise. Let me just ramble on. Let me just ramble on for just a little bit longer.
No, you're good. I expected this one.
This defense again now has Logan Wilson. And so Logan Wilson is a huge addition for the Dallas Cowboys defense. We saw him have some success last week. DeMarvion Overshown back from IR. Deron Bland still healthy. We've also added in Quinnen Williams, who last week had himself a bag. So last week against the Las Vegas Raiders had 4 total tackles. He had a sack and a half in that game, and that's immediately helping out this Dallas Cowboys defense. The defense, big pieces were made, big pieces were added, and this might just be the fandom flowing through my veins, but the Dallas Cowboys will win this game by 3. I'm telling you, let's go Dallas. What do you think, Santino?
Well,
am I full of it?
The whole win by 3, I do think it'll probably be a close game, but I think that's basically just the Eagles' DNA right now this year. They put up only the points they need to put up, and they don't really do much more. That's what they've done all year. They've held all the good teams to low points for the majority, outside of a few. Rams got 26. Was that the highest this year? That's the most they've given up this year against the Rams, 26 points. And I mean, the last 2 games, Packers and Lions, they held them to 7 and 9. 2 pretty solid teams, both in the playoff contention. Well, Lions not anymore, but I gotta go with the Eagles, man. I'm so sorry. Like, I went against the Eagles. I went against the Eagles last week just because I looked at their stats and it doesn't make sense to me. But they win. They put up the points they need, and then they hold the team. Their defense has been blossoming, I guess, in the second half of the year, for lack of a better word. And I think they're gonna hold. If it's defense versus defense, the Eagles win. Plain and
Defense
simple.
versus defense, Eagles will win. I agree with that. There are too many good pieces on the Eagles defense. But this Dallas Cowboys offense, okay, bro, let me tell you this. The Eagles barely beat the Dallas Cowboys in the Week 1 opener. They won 24-20, and Dallas didn't have jack at that point. They literally got rid of Micah Parsons 3 days before the season started. And still, the Dallas Cowboys were looking good. Not to mention, and don't forget this, bro. Don't forget this. Going into halftime during that game, I remember this game like it was like last week. Going into halftime, first game of the year, the Eagles were up 21-20, and we had a weather delay. And the game took forever.
I forgot about that.
They get back from the weather delay, and in the second half of that game, Philadelphia only puts up 3 points against the Dallas Cowboys, and that defense, there's something wrong there, man. And you said it. Not, by the way, not taking a look at this. One time this season, the Eagles have broken 35 points. The Dallas Cowboys this season have had to put up multiple points or multiple games like that. And if we look at all of these numbers here, let's actually break this down. The Dallas Cowboys have put up 35 points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different times this season. I count 1.
Who was it against?
3, 4. It was Giants. It's 4 times. It was Giants, Green Bay. Oh, 5 times. They put up 35 points more than 5 times. The Jets, Washington Commanders, and the Denver Broncos. They put up 33 against the Las Vegas Raiders last week, but putting up 44 points. Oh, they put up 24 points against the Denver Broncos. My math is off here.
Looking at the wrong side.
Points against Denver. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side here. But they still put up more points than the Philadelphia Eagles. That's just facts right there. They also give up more points than the Philadelphia Eagles.
By a lot.
Okay, fair. Look, man, I'm crazy. Call me whatever you want. You guys out there, you Eagles fans.
I get it, man. I did it last week, and I'm not taking any. I go for it. Because there's a chance the Dallas Cowboys offense absolutely freaking dominates. And that is a chance. The defense will not dominate. I do not think the defense is going to be able to stop the Eagles. But
Doc saying that the Cowboys are allergic to bird teams. Ella Korb saying, Mario, I'm with you. Winky saying Cowboys are toddlers compared to the Eagles.
All I know is
Merriman.
I look at who the Dallas Cowboys have beat this year, and it's just not even on the same. It's not on the same level as the Eagles. They beat the Giants, the Jets, the Commanders, and the Raiders.
And they tied with Green Bay.
Four of the lowest rated teams in the league currently.
But even still, man, they lost to Philly by 4. They lost to Carolina by 3.
That's week 1, and Eagles' defense is arguably better now.
Well, okay, arguably, but so is Dallas's, so we'll go with that. But so is Dallas's, so we'll go with that. Okay, all right, guys.
we know the picks.
Okay, I'm taking Dallas. You're taking Eagles. We got to have a deviation somewhere, right? So there's another one.
There's the second split.
There's the second split. So I'm taking the Raiders. You're taking the Browns. I'm taking Dallas. You're taking Philly. Let's go on to the Los Angeles Rams. Oh, man, the Rams and the Buccaneers. This is the Sunday Night Football slate, ladies and gentlemen. I will be live for Sunday Night Football as well. Weekly Pick Ems are officially available, guys. You can use the link in the description down below. We're going through our Week 12 picks. Please do not forget to keep an eye on those injury reports. But let's move on to the next matchup here. Santino, I got Rams at home versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who will win this game and why?
Who will win this game and why? Well, I am going to have to take the Rams this week because the Bucs have been dealing with lots of injuries this year. And I think they looked better at the beginning of the year than they do now. They're coming off a rough week against who they faced last week. The Broncos? No, that was the Chiefs.
No, they played
they faced the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, they lost against the Bills. They lost against the Patriots. Back-to-back losses. So they're coming back for vengeance, and they want a hot win. But the Rams, they're flying high right now. They barely skated away with that W, and I don't think the Buccaneers defense is as good as the Seattle defense. I think the Rams are going to take it. I got to trust Matt Stafford. I got to trust Kyron Williams. I got to trust Puka Nacua. I got to trust, the whole Devontae Adams. They got so many weapons, man.
And the coaching, Sean McVay.
The Rams look good. They beat the Seahawks, which was one heck of a game because that was the hardest pick last week, in my opinion.
Okay. I really like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to open up with that. Because I do really like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The problem with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is everything you said, man. I can echo everything you said. But just for a little more clarity here, guys, when Santino says that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are beat up, dude, they are beat up. Let's go through the starting offense here. Remember how the last time I said out of 11, 8 were injured? The same case is here. So Baker Mayfield, questionable. Bucky Irving, still questionable. Emeka Egbuka, questionable. Chris Godwin, questionable. Tristan Wirfs, questionable. Ben Bredesen, questionable. Graham Barton, questionable. Luke Gadecki, questionable. And everyone right now coming into this offense right here, that was all starting players. All of them starting players that I just listed questionable. Let's not even go down the rabbit hole with Mike Evans still on IR, Jalen McMillan on IR, and Sterling Shepard also questionable.
8 of 11 starters.
For the same reason that I took the Buffalo Bills last week, I will take the Los Angeles Rams this week. The Buccaneers are not healthy. The Buccaneers are struggling, and when we look at the Los Angeles Rams injury report, not a single starter listed here as questionable, although Rob Havenstein on the right tackle is on IR right now, and Tyler Higbee is on IR. But Colby Parkinson, more than serviceable at the tight end spot, and I'll take that 1,000 times over. And on the defensive side, just one questionable there with Nate Landman. The LA Rams are healthy. They are looking to continue their onslaught here of the NFC West. They're looking to separate right now as well between the Seattle Seahawks, who are probably going to get the win against the Tennessee Titans, so the Rams could really use this one here. And I'm taking Los Angeles. I think Los Angeles is the right win. What's the record since week 1 for the Eagles and Cowboys? Gene Paul, are you asking that from before? Let's see. Santino would be a good side bet. Mario, Santino would be a good side bet for your Dallas Cowboys. I don't know what that means, Dave Ziegler. You know what that means, Santino?
I think he's saying money down on that game on a side bet.
Okay. All right. Fair. All teams are banged up right now, says 360X, man. Facts, man. Baker O-line isn't protecting him. Baker O-line ain't even protecting themselves, man. That Baker offensive line's getting all kinds of beat up. Chat convinced me I'm taking the Rams, says Yinzer. Okay, man. Again, this is not gambling advice, guys. This is literally us just talking things out together right now. Make your picks.
Teams.
You guys know that if you make your picks today using the link in the description, you can still change your picks all the way up until Sunday morning. So don't feel like if you make your picks today that you're pigeonholed into these. You can always make changes, guys. You can always make your changes. So don't forget, though, because we are going to be raffling off a prize this week. This is Sunday Night Football, Buccaneers and Rams. I will be live covering this game. We've got one final matchup for you guys, and it is Monday Night Football, the San Francisco 49ers, prime time at Levi's Stadium. Who is going to win this game, San Francisco or Carolina?
This game, I originally went with the 49ers, but I could probably be talked out of it. Their 49ers haven't been good against the pass this year. And don't get me wrong, Bryce Young isn't hot on that. They've been better against the rush, and that's really what they've been all about, is Dowdle. But I don't really trust the 49ers this year that much. The 49ers have been really hot and cold. Thankfully, with Brock Purdy back, they had a decent game last week, but it's hard to say if that'll continue. This would be the questionable game, as if he's going to keep that up. Panthers defense, middle of the pack in both areas. I think this go either way, really, this game. Who do you like?
Well, the playoff implications here are really what stands out and makes this game so juicy. A lot of people don't know this, but the Carolina Panthers are sitting at number 9. They are one win behind the San Francisco 49ers right now. The Carolina Panthers just one win behind, 6-5 versus 7-4. So a win here, I mean, a win for them. The Lions will likely win. They'll probably go to 7-4. If the 49ers go down to 7-5, the Panthers will be. It's a big game and puts them one step closer. Now, the San Francisco 49ers have their own agenda here as well. And I think the Christian McCaffrey I love this matchup because of Christian McCaffrey, because he was a Carolina Panther and now he's a San Francisco 49er. I think he'll get 2 touchdowns at some point in this game, whether that's through the air or on the ground, just because it's one of those games. And I think because of the Christian McCaffrey case, I want to take San Francisco as well. They're at home. I believe they're the better team. I believe they're the better coached team. We know what we got in Shanahan there as well. Correct me if I'm wrong, Brock Purdy is back now?
He should be back. He played last week.
I think that could be the one wild card because Bryce Young has actually been pretty good. This, to me, could go either way. This game, just like you said, how you could be convinced to be talked out of this one. I don't have the argument to convince you there, but a 7-point favorite, I don't know that they'll cover the spread, but I do think San Francisco will win this game.
I came in with the 49ers, but something in my heart's telling me to pick the Panthers.
Me too.
Just for the split, I'm going Panthers. Just to make it a little more interesting. I'm going to pick the Panthers this week. Just because I think they have a good chance of winning this game. I think the 49ers are the slightly better team. But I don't know, man. Panthers, they want it. They could make it to the playoffs again. You know, it's been a while for the Panthers, and they could make it this year. I'm taking the Panthers. I'm taking the Panthers for an upset win against the spread. They don't need the points. They're going to win straight out. That's my Monday night underdog bet.
Panthers logo looking mad, bro, says Steve. Did Santino take Minnesota or Green Bay? He took Green Bay, Jason.
I took the damn Packers.
I like it, Santino, says Wayne. Fix your heart, says Troy Morgan. Panthers are going to pressure Purdy while the offense is going to slow it down with the run. 49ers, let's go. Doc going. Now, I am going to take the San Francisco 49ers because I also believe they've got the better starting unit here. What I don't love about the Carolina Panthers is they're still searching for that identity. I think it's a good matchup, though, man. I really do. This could be a really juicy
a fun
game.
Monday.
Rico Dowdle has been great. Chuba Hubbard is still there as well. Ted McMillan coming off a huge game last week. Ted McMillan, 130 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in that overtime win over the Atlanta Falcons. Defensively, as long as J.C. Horn is there, he's going to be a menace for the upfield play as well. And Brock Purdy could run into some trouble coming back from a game. He could be rusty. This could be a really messy game for the San Francisco 49ers. But in front of the home crowd at Levi Stadium, even against all of that pressure, which this honestly could be one of the best games of the week, I love this matchup. I'm sticking with the home team. San Francisco 49ers, bang, bang, Niner gang, let's go. I'm taking San Fran.
I think I could make one change, and it really comes down to if Rosboom's in, because he's currently leading the Panthers in tackles, and he may or may not play this Monday. If he's not in, I might push towards the 49ers, but I'm going to stick with the Panthers right now. I like the Panthers. I like what they've been doing. I like Dowdle. I'm going to go with the Panthers.
Wolfie's out here saying they're still searching for identity in Week 12. I mean, they are.
It's not
they
you.
Are.
It's me.
It's yeah. Well, right now, dude, their identity has changed. Like, they've gone through some changes here. At first, it was Bryce Young, right, starting up front now. Can Bryce Young be that guy? We saw him perform so well at the end of 2024. Bryce Young is the man. And then that kind of ended up falling flat on its face here. Then Chuba Hubbard started being the engine that runs the Carolina Panthers, and then Rico Dowdle shows up, and out of nowhere, Rico Dowdle lights the league on fire, and we don't know. At this point, it does feel like Rico Dowdle is the engine of this team, but with Ted McMillan with a big performance out there, there's hope for Carolina. But
it's going to be a good one.
Yeah, let's tally these up, bro. Let's see what we got right now. So, a recap right now, folks. A recap here. Both Santino and I are taking Buffalo in the first matchup directly above my head. Then we are both taking the Indianapolis Colts. I was almost 100% certain there that Santino was going to take the Kansas City Chiefs, and I might even change my pick later on this week, but for this video's purposes, we are taking the Indianapolis Colts. Then Seattle versus Tennessee. Seattle's going to get the win there, or at least we're both assuming that they are. Green Bay versus Minnesota. Both Santino and I. Santino going against his Minnesota Vikings. We're taking the Green Bay Packers. Baltimore Ravens hosting the New York Jets. Both of us are taking the Ravens here as well. I was on the fence there. I wasn't sure if Santino was going to take the Patriots or the Bengals. Santino and I both took the Patriots, and we both took the Lions. So the whole top row here, we are 100% step for step in accordance. So that's the first 7 games. Bottom half of the slate for Sunday and for Week 12. Steelers versus Bears. I took the Bears. Santino begrudgingly took the Bears. So both of us took the Chicago Bears there. It must be because it's another NFC North team, and he didn't want to take the Bears. But we both took the Bears. Jacksonville Jaguars and the Arizona Cardinals. We both took the Jaguars. Our first split of the day, Santino is going with the Browns, which I still think is the smart choice there. Is the gut check choice because how good that Browns defense is. But this is going to be an absolute mess for both sides. I don't know that Shedeur Sanders is going to rise to the occasion here against this team, a team that is coached so well. And so we got our first split. Mario takes the Raiders, Santino takes the Browns. Then we look at the Falcons versus Saints. I almost got Santino to pivot there, but we're both taking the Atlanta Falcons here. Then Cowboys hosting the Philadelphia Eagles. We get our second split of the week. Philadelphia going to go towards Santino. I'm going to take my Dallas Cowboys. We'll see how that washes out. Then Buccaneers and Rams. We're both taking the Rams, and 49ers and the Panthers here. I'm taking San Francisco. Santino, going Carolina. Don't sweat it, man. Don't be so worried about that pick.
Hey, man, that's going to be a good game, I think. The 49ers could end up sweeping them. Who knows? But I think it's going to be a good one.
All right, guys. How does the chat feel about these picks for the week? Feeling pretty good about it. There are 4 teams on bye, ladies and gentlemen. The Dolphins, the Broncos, the Chargers, and the Commanders will all be taking a rest week this week. So no games for Miami, no game for Denver, no game for the LA Chargers, and no game for the Washington Commanders. That is all of your picks, guys. Week 12 pick'ems are live on Football Nation. The grand prize for Week 12 is $100. And if we don't have a grand prize winner, we will be giving out not 1, but 2 prizes this week. The one from last week, since Michael has not claimed his prize yet, and that's a full 10 days for Michael to claim his prize. So, Michael Smith, if you don't claim your prize by the end of, I guess, by the time Thursday Night Football starts, we'll have 2 prizes here for Week 12 if we don't get a $100 grand prize winner. But I'm rooting for you guys. I really, really am, guys. Hoping that y'all's picks are just as good as ours and hoping that one of us hits right now. What is your tiebreaker? Because I think y'all split for this one. Well, we're going to keep a running score right now. Last week I was 9-4. Santino was 8-5. We're going to keep this going. So next week this will be, I don't know, 18-8, and Santino's will be 17.
19.
Yeah, right. Well, just start adding points. And it's going to be 100,000. I was the first one who wanted to go to war. Okay. All right, guys. Well, that's it, man. That's all we've got for y'all today. I'm going to drop this in the chat right now, the Pick'ems link. I'm going to drop the link for this week's Pick'ems. If you have not done them yet, a good time to do so now. Santino and I still working on the trivia quizzes right here. Still working on the trivia quizzes right here. LaShawn Korb said, I went 13-2. Wow, LaShawn, we should get you on the show. We should get you on the show, LaShawn. Anyways, link in the description, link in the chat right there, guys. That's all I've got for y'all today. Can't wait to see y'all tomorrow night for Buffalo versus Houston Texans. Until next time, you've been watching Football Nation. Let's effing go. Peace out, guys.